Mohon maaf.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our presentation project video. Now we are going to present our presentation project that entitled Implementation DNS in Ubuntu. Next. Okay, first of all, let me introduce our team. First, Raden Mas Yudhistira, and me, Siti Rayhannah, and Virgi Febrian Hermawan. Next. Okay, I will explain about Ubuntu. What is Ubuntu? And this project describes how to use DNS on Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a Linux operating system distribution based on Debian and distributed as a free software. While domain name server or DNS is a system that connects Uniform Research Locator or URL with Internet Protocol address or IP address. In short, a system that converts website URLs into IP address form. Without DNS, you have to type in the complete IP address when you want to visit the website. This method is quite inconvenient. DNS will summarize the work for you. Now you just need to type the domain name in the address bar. DNS will then translate the domain into an IP address that the computer understands. And next. So this is our topology of our project. We have server with the IP address 192.168.1.12. And for making the connection with the client, we use switch and we have two clients PC, but we can add more if we want. And for the wireless client connection, we use access point. And we have two clients laptop, but we can add more if we want. Last, we add router and cloud for making the connection to the internet. And the next explainer will explain by Yudhistira.
Okay, thank you, Anna. Now let me explain to you how to configure DNS server Ubuntu. Okay, first, get update the Ubuntu and install the bin9 library via terminal and type the command below sudo apt get update and sudo apt get install bin9 to update and install bin9. And then move the program to bin9 by typing cd/etc/bin/nls. ls for we want to look the list that our program is the code to display the existing data the shown below. And in the right side we have the result. We have the result sudo apt get update sudo apt get install bin9 and sudo cd etc bin and ls. Okay, now we move to the next slide. After that, backup file. Okay, you need to back up your file so your file is remains safely. Name conf stands for configuration options by typing cp name conf options name conf options backup. And continue by change file name conf option with command below. Gedit name conf option. So gedit is used for edit your IP address to become 192.168.1.12. Okay, next. The making file for domain zone from IP address the domain name. The file duplicate file db point .local and adjust with the domain name. cpdb local db domain. Until the configuration be shown, we name the domain as visitu.com. Visitu it stands for Virgi, Siti, and Yudhistira. So we add more K, it's become more attractive. and get it name conf local, like I shown here in the right side. We have a domain name cctu.com, and we change the vice versa the IP address 1168.192. Okay, next. Making file for domain zone from IP address to a domain name. The file duplicate file db.local and adjust with domain name cp db.local db.domain. Okay, and edit db domain by typing get it get it db domain. As you can see here in the right side, we change the domain name become visitu.com, and in line 13 we change the IP server to our change the IP to our IP 192.168.1.12. Okay, next. After that, making file for IP address zone from domain to IP address. The file duplicate db127 file and adjust with the domain name cp db127 db IP, and edit your IP by typing gedit db.ip. As you can see in the right side, we change in the line 12 and stay changed by our domain name, which is visitu.com. And the next slide, in the next slide, will get explained by my friend Virgi. Okay, please, Virgi.
Well, thank you, Yudhistira and Nuzuli, for the explanation. Well, without wasting the time, we will proceed to the next step. Then for the next step, we move to the slice etc folder because the file we will create is resolve.conf. The way to make it easy by typing the code cp-resolve.conf, and then don't forget to do a backup too, so that the file is stored properly. Typing cp-resolve.com backup for making the backup for resolve.conf. After doing the backup, we do the edit by typing gedit resolve.conf. Once it opens, the things to do is quite simple. We just to change the IP address below with the IP address we have to create, and add under it looks for the domain name have been specified, which is our domain name is visitu.com. After that, do not forget to always save and close and next. Okay, after that, we directly type gedit host.conf to make change to host writing bind to bind host in the number to is order bind host. Is just simple as that in this host.conf. Next. Okay. Then suppose typing gedit host to add host configuration in IP address and domain name so that it can run completely without errors. And don't forget to save after configuration. Next. Okay, for the finalization is after doing all the configuration, for the last step is to restart by 9 by typing systemctl restart by 9, then to check whether the IP address or domain that we have created is successful. That is by typing the domain name, which is our domain name is visitu.com, and we can also do the NS lookup code for the domain name. We can also check the IP address by typing ping the IP address of our network. If the result displayed by the program are the same as the image on the right of PowerPoint, uh, DNS server is work well in pinging IP address and checking domain names. But if the text show a problem with the text, connection timeout, host cannot be reached, or other problems, you can check again whether your address and domain name are correct or not. If still fails, we can check the IP address right or wrong by typing ifconfig to see the IP address we are using. If it still doesn't work when checking and result remains the same, then you click the and then click the logo to the left of the volume in the upper right corner, then select what connected, then right setting. Click the right setting logo again, click IPv4 and change your IPv4 method to manual and enter the IP address and netmask in the previous IV config code. Then don't forget to click apply and turn off and turn on fire again. And try again to check IP address and domain name that we have to create. And next, okay, after the check is successful, we can try typing the IP address in any browser, either in Ubuntu or Windows operating system. But first, you have to install Apache 2 by sudo apt get install Apache 2. But before the install Apache 2, we must to restore IP4 network first to automatically so that successful installation. After installed, then type IP address name or domain name that has been created. And in this time we create the IP address is 192.168.1.12, and for the domain name we use is visityuk.com. If it works like the picture in PowerPoint, it means the DNS configuration has been completely successful. Maybe it's just a configuration explanation from me. Sorry if there is a language or explanation that is not clear. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Virgi and Yudis, for explaining more about the project. And that's all our presentation project, how to configure DNS server in Ubuntu. Hope you enjoy and get the point of our video project. The last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.